to the Bleed Big Blue podcast, dedicated coverage of the New York Football Giants by your hosts, Marco, Trifecta, T. Merritt, and JBW.
It's a little impromptu. You know, you got to stay by your phones. Hope you have notifications. Jimmy, what's going on? Are you there? Are you live?
You never know when we're gonna.
You never know
when we're just gonna pop up.
We're old. We're bored, and if we're awake, maybe we might do something.
You never know. Well, we can give you a half hour. We can give you 45 minutes. We can give you an hour if there's something to talk about. If people got some questions, but yeah, we're here for the fans. You know, we got a little tweak of the hamstring. We got a little quarterback controversy. We got some things we can speak on.
This is true. I see people there.
Oh, they're popping up already, huh? The fans are coming in. Pouring in.
See if the audio is up. Yep. We are good. We are good to go. It's nice talking to you. So what's going on with the little Twitter spat you have going on?
It's unbelievable, bro. Some people are very sensitive. I don't know. I mean, Russell Baxter strikes again. You know, I don't know. He posted something about if you're not following these people for the NFL, then you're missing something. And he had like maybe 10 to 15 handles on there of different people, some who I was following and some who I was not. So as you can see in the picture that I sent you, and I think it was around 4:40 p.m., I told him very nicely, hey, you know, Russell, this is awesome. Thank you. You know, some of these people I wasn't following. I hope all is well. To which one of the blue check marks, Lisa, I forget her last name, but she works for CBS, she liked it. So it was apparently a nice little reply. Hey, Russ, thanks a lot. And then in jest, as a joke, I retweeted with a comment figuring that he would take that we're busting balls, right, that it's not that big of a deal. And I was like, you forgot me. I think that's all I wrote. Hey, Russ, you forgot me, or Russ, you forgot me, or you forgot me, Russ, or something like that. And he got pissed. He got pissed. So you know me. I wasn't going to, you're going to get sensitive and call me lame. I mean, if you want to call me something, like call me something, bro. Like, just, you know, like, come at me, man. But I don't like lame. So I had to bust his chops a little bit. And then then he unfollowed me, and then I pointed out the fact that he was being a little silly, and then showed him actually the tweet from 4:30 that I was like, I even thanked you, and here you are busting my balls. You're saying you're busy, and like, here you go. You keep going. And then he refollowed me. So I don't know. He's like, just if you want a shout out, DM me. I was like, Russ, I'm not begging. It was a joke. Like, I'm not begging you for a shout out. Like, I haven't, you know.
Relax.
Yeah, like I wasn't. It wasn't like I wasn't saying like, hey, you forgot me. Like, what the fuck, bro? It was like, hey, dude, you forgot me, joking around. Like, and I even put after he called me lame. I think I even tweeted to you guys like, hey, like, look at this. Like, did he think I was serious? That I forgot? Did he forgot?
I didn't know what the situation was. I was going to reply that. I was going to reply that's Captain Lame to you, but
no, yeah, seriously, like you know, put some respect on it, like Captain Lame or something. I mean, come on, Russ. So I don't. Who knows, Marco? But you know me. I'm always getting it. It's always got to be me getting into something. I'm like Odell. I'm your Odell. Yeah. I told my wife today. I said I'm your Odell.
Got to keep, you know, I want you on the team. We're definitely going to get a long-term contract going, but there's a lot of controversy that goes along with it.
Without a doubt. I bring a lot of, you know, you're reluctant to give me that 5th or 6th year because you don't know what antics I'm going to pull.
I just want you to show up on time, you know.
Just show up, shut up, just do your job. Stop insulting Russell Baxter.
All right, questions. Much. Charlie Green, how is Saqion Barkley?
You know, apparently, from what the Giants want us to believe, is that it's a tweak and he's fine. But anytime it's a hamstring, you know, you're concerned that they're going to linger. Now, you know, we're not going to know that because, you know, hopefully they're smart and he's not going to practice for the next couple of days. I would say this completely leaves him out of the next preseason game. You hope that you're going to be able to get him a couple of snaps maybe in that third preseason game, because in the fourth one you really don't want your starters playing too much. So I would think that it's your goal right now is to get him ready to go in that third preseason game, and if he can't go that game, then you're looking at hold him out and just make sure he's ready for Jacksonville. But at this point, I don't know that it's anything for us to worry about. They're going to play it safe, and you hope that it doesn't linger, and he gets over it pretty quickly.
Well,
that's all we know.
Hold him out. Not missing anything in preseason.
Yeah. No,
keep the big guns in the holster.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. If you're told me now, here's the deal. If he's out until next Tuesday, and then he's able to practice, there's no reason for him to play in that third preseason game. If he is back and practicing in 2 days, and then you hold him out of Detroit just as a better safe than sorry, and then he comes back to full practices next week, and you want to play him for a series in that third preseason game, okay. But there's no reason to rush it. Side on, precaution.
Sorry, I'm giggling in the background. I got some funny comments coming in.
Well, remember Odell.
Real-time question, is Saquon's leg still in bandages? Real-time question. Currently at the moment.
Let's hope so. I would hope that it's wrapped. And
with
heat,
ice.
Compress, heat, ice, 15 minutes on, 15 off, back and forth. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yes.
Big Blue for life. Oh, people are liking this little Monday. Just jump on. Who do you guys think we will sign next offseason? Collins or OBJ? Both.
We better sign both. We said this before. Yeah, we've said it before on the podcast that if this franchise, if they've put themselves in a position where they're going to lose one of these two guys without gaining any assets via trade or anything like that, then it's a complete failure. There needs to be a plan in place. There needs to be a way to get both of them under contract long term, and you would hope that is the goal. So yes,
a lot of quarterback controversies. I can't believe it.
A lot of web slinger versus the spider.
Yeah.
How do you like that for a goddamn monster movie? The web slinger versus the Richmond spider.
Who are you feeling on that? It's too. I think it's. We haven't seen anything from either of them really.
I think it's way too early to tell. I think I'll tell you the truth. I was happy to see that they're getting creative and seeing. I think it makes a lot of sense to see both of them with the first team talent. Because the question is wide open for who's going to be the number 2 quarterback. So if, God forbid, Eli Manning was to go down, you want to know which player would be able to perform with that first team. So playing them behind an offensive line where they're running for their lives or receivers that are running the wrong routes, you really don't get a feel for who would give you the better chance to win on a Sunday afternoon. So, I got news for you. I wouldn't mind if we're going to go with the starters for a little bit. I wouldn't mind not seeing Eli Manning, who I know what Eli Manning is, and seeing Webb and Laletta, take chances or possessions with the first team unit and see who moves the ball. And here's another thing. Stop taking sides on this thing. Cheer for both of these guys. If both of them end up being good quarterbacks, that's a benefit for the Giants. Both of them are on contracts that aren't very expensive right now. They'd be very easy to move, and they'd be very via trade if you hit on both of them and you get some interest on both of them. There's a quarterback-desperate league. So if you got, if you cheer for the odds of both of them working out are far and in between. But cheer for both of these kids. Don't shit all over either one of them just because you think one or the other should be the number 2 quarterback. You want both of them aren't going anywhere. They were drafted. They're going to be here for a couple of years.
Yeah. For some reason, Webb. I think I said it before. Webb reminds me of this kid that was on my basketball team. He was money on the layup line. All the teams were oh my God, we are going to get murdered. Would have missed. In the game, shook. I was just like,
Well, you know what's interesting is they are, if you put them together, they're the perfect quarterback physically, right? I mean, so, right, if you had to build up a quarterback, you would hope that he had a really strong arm, good size, right? Webb, good, some mobility. Webb is a little mobile. I'd say he's a little more mobile than Loletta. Anticipation, touch, Loletta, right? So I think that if you took some of their stronger traits and put them together, you'd have a pretty solid quarterback prospect. Problem is they're not. It's two separate players. So, like, to me, there's such a stark difference in guys that, you know, I think it's going to be really Shermer's decision is going to come down to whoever moves the ball better with the first team unit that he's seeing. I think that you can't even compare them physically to say, it's going to come down to guys making plays. Webb's going to have to do it with his arm. He's going to have to show more touch. And Loletta's going to have to do it by, getting the ball in there in tight spots and doing some things that you have to do when you're playing with the first team on Sundays, and some of those windows are a little smaller. So I think it's good to see them play against better competition and, let the best player win and let the best man win.
A lot of people feel Loletta. I don't know. Off of one thing, there's a couple comments about you think both of them are going to make the team. Both will make the team.
Yeah, I would think both will make the team.
None of them are going to go to practice squad because then they could be sucked right up.
Well,
so Tanny on the outs.
Yeah, Tanny is definitely. He's there to they need another arm more than anything. That's why Tanny's there.
Just to throw someone here.
I would say that it's going to be the three of them. I don't know if all three of them will dress. I think that you'll definitely have the two dress, and then maybe, the third guy just holding a clipboard, maybe being inactive or something like that, like Webb was last year when Gino was on the sideline, sort of something like that. But I think the three of them will definitely be there, without a doubt. It's going to be Eli, Webb, and Loletta. But I think people are high on Loletta right now is because Webb played bad. And you saw more of Webb. So, less of Loletta. You saw a little bit of him. He didn't do anything too special while he was out there. But, Webb played so bad that people now, if it comes out and Loletta goes, 7 of 16 for, 48 yards and an interception, and Webb goes, 12 of 19 for $112, a touchdown and an interception, people are going to be reversed. It'll be Webb next week, and Loletta will be on the shit side of the stick. So I think that the best part to do as Giant fans right now is to cheer for both of them, hope that both of them do good, and let it play out and see where these guys are at the end of 4 weeks. And, Shermer should have an easy decision to make. If you're going to see these guys play with the first team, it should be an easy decision to make. RI should be able to tell us, who's deserving of that number 2 spot. But I think it's smart that they're playing with the first units.
Yeah, they got to get reps with guys who will make them look a little better.
100%.
I got a ton of questions on Instagram, actually. You want to go through them?
Well,
go rapid fire?
Yeah, let's go through them. Yeah, let's just go through them. Yeah,
rapid fire. Will Lorenzo Carter be a starter for Week 1?
No.
By It's Francisco.
I think he'll play. I think he's going to play a lot, because I think that is the team starting in a nickel? See, that's a loaded question, right? Because you don't know if they're playing matchups. Then Carter maybe is the starter on the field for play 1. But I would say Kareem Martin right now would be the guy that if you had to tell me who's the starter on that other side opposite Vernon, that it would be Kareem Martin right now, and that you'll see Carter in packages and you'll see him. Spelling some guys, and they'll get him on the field, but I don't know that he'll be a Week 1 starter.
Yeah, I actually think you're right. I forgot about it. I overlooked him. Familiarity.
Now, do I hope he's the Week 1 starter?
Yeah.
Do I hope that he blows up in the next 3 preseason games and shows out and earns that spot where you could put him in on Week 1? Yeah, I hope so. But if you're asking me right now, I'd say the safer bet is Martin in the 3-4 solid, the base set. And then, you'll see Carter, who I think you'll see a lot, but I think you'll see him more on 3rd and longs and maybe to spell some guys in on certain packages than right away as the starter.
Brian 1493, third and fourth running back on the squad.
Wow. I'm going to go with. I really want Rob Martin to make this team. Gallman, I think that Jonathan Stewart. I think Giant fans need to realize that Jonathan Stewart is going to be on this football team. You know, I don't think that Jonathan. Yeah, I don't think that Jonathan. Unfortunately, and don't yell at me. I'm not the one that signed him. It was your man crushes. Everybody's a man crush on Gettleman. That was the guy that signed him. So don't yell at me. I was
signed him lovely too.
Signing. Yeah, I was not happy that we signed Jonathan Stewart. It's not 2013 anymore, but they apparently think that he has a place on the team, and I think that you're, crying into the night and nobody's listening if you're waiting for him to get cut. So I think Gallman will definitely make the team, and then if you're asking me who I'm rooting for, I don't know who that fourth guy will be. I'm rooting for Rob Martin to take the job. I like him a lot. But, flip the coin and you can make an argument for any of those guys. What's the other guy, Simmons? You can make an argument for him as well. So we'll see how that all plays out. But I think that your top three will be Barkley, Stewart, Gallman, and then, probably whoever helps out most on special teams.
I think Simmons. I mean, he's played the best so far.
Yeah. That's probably who would, you would lean towards right now. There's still 3 weeks left. Let's see what happens.
Let me see. Let's go for a good one. Do we have a top 10 offensive line unit right now? Oh,
no.
That question.
No. We need to see it. Let's see it. Yeah, I'm pretty positive. Right now I would put them in maybe the lower third of the league. To be honest with you, I don't. They still have Flowers. I don't know what Hayabalupa is. Omaha Maha. Question mark for me. I think going into the season, the one guy that I am confident about is the rookie Hernandez. And if you're confident about the rookie and he's the one you have the most confidence in, that's not a good thing. Solder, upgrade at left tackle, definitely, but never an All-Pro. Just a solid player. I don't think he's, the second coming of Anthony Munoz. So I want to see it. Can they gel? Can they get better? Can they become a unit that becomes cohesive? Maybe the talent isn't, top-notch, but they work really well as a team. That's the goal, and that can be serviceable and get the job done. So, that's the hope at this point. But right now, if you're asking me, I'd say they leave something to be desired.
I saw someone tweeted at me that Hernandez's PFF grade was horrible for the first game. I believe low 50s, maybe high 40s or something like that.
Wow. Let's see what goes on. I like that kid. I liked him. I thought he was a good pick. I think he'll be fine when push comes to shove.
What's the goal of this season? Look at these questions.
Oh, God. Win more than 3 games, for Christ's sakes.
Isn't it always win a Super Bowl?
Compete. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. But I think coming off of last year, man, if you're not delusional, I think that I want to see this team compete. Last year, we said it just a couple of days ago, man, it was embarrassing. And, let's see this team compete, play hard, fight for a full 60 minutes and let the chips fall where they may. I think that if you're getting that effort from them, then as a fan, the wins and the losses are going to be reflective of the talent on the roster if you're getting the effort. And you can't ask more than a team that puts it all out on the field. And if they're doing that, then, we'll cheer and let the chips fall where they may. But, this year, man, last year I fell hook, line, and sinker. We were screaming about the Super Bowl. I'm not doing that this year. Show up, play hard, and, let's compete. And hopefully that means, fighting for a playoff spot towards, when we get to December.
Let's go through another one. Cover that. Thoughts on the letter, did that. How's Barkley?
Still wrapped. Leg is still wrapped.
This is more of a statement. Need depth in our secondary. Too many big plays given up. lack of solid subs. Accurate.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, very accurate. Deion Dayton still on the sideline. After that, then there you go. I mean, there it is, right? You hear injury tweak day to day, and it's been a week and a half, and you haven't seen the guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hamstring. So I mean, there it is in a nutshell. Right there is the hamstring. How ugly that could be, and how they could linger. So, totally agree with that statement. I think the secondary is a concern. I think it was a concern going into the year. I think that if your scheme is going to be aggressive and you're going to blitz, then you better be able to cover on the back end, or teams are going to spread you out and they're going to dice you. And that's a real concern going into the season is can this team cover? Now, maybe there's a guy out there that gets cut in the next couple of weeks that becomes available that the Giants are able to maybe scoop up and give them a little boost in that secondary. But right now, I would say, it's some concern. Anytime you're seeing juggling of positions when they're bringing guys in to play different spots, and we're bringing this guy in to play safety, and now we're playing this guy in to play safety, and now we're bringing this guy in to play safety, and now this guy's going to play this slot. No, this guy's going to play this slot. Anytime that happens, it means nobody's grabbed the job. Nobody's grabbed the job, and that's a concern. So let's another one, man. That's a huge question mark. We'll see how it plays out on Sundays.
Yeah, that obviously, if they're continuing to look for positions, that has their eye as well. Yeah,
I mean, if you're not running the same guy out there every day with the first team, that means you're still looking for the guy. And there's a lot of time now. There's still 3 weeks before we hit the regular season, but it's time now. They've been in camp for a couple of weeks. I'd like to see someone start taking a grasp on that second corner spot and that the third corner spot and the second safety spot. I'd like to see somebody start, grabbing that bull by the horns, because those are two huge roles that, get overlooked. But they could be exploited. That's the middle of the field right there.
Another Giants record.
Giants record, man.
I'm not going to
give you. Yeah, I'm not going to. You know what, man? I think they could compete if everything breaks right for them. They could compete. I think their ceiling would be 9 to 10 wins. If you're looking at it realistically, I'd say that's the ceiling for them. And I think they could compete if they stay healthy and things break right. And they come out of that first 4 games at least 2-2. I think if you come out of that game, if you come out of there 1-3, 0-4, it becomes a real uphill battle. It doesn't afford you any ability to, stumble along the way during the course of the season. I think you need those first 4 games to finish 2-2, come out of there 500, and be ready to roll, for the rest of the season. But 9-7, 10-6. Best I can say.
A rare question from Twitter: did Saquon make the trip to Detroit? I don't think they left yet.
Oh, it's a great question. I don't see why he would. I think that it would be better that he stayed home.
Wouldn't?
I haven't. Why he would? Or did I say would? I meant wouldn't. I'm like the
wouldn't,
president.
Right?
Did I say would? I said.
You're talking about would?
Yes. Yes.
You said would.
I don't know why he would go. Keep him home. Because aren't they practicing with Detroit too? Aren't they going to scrimmage with them or something?
I thought they were. I'm not sure if that's still happening.
All right. After what happened with the Jets and you saw that? Farkas?
I think it was on Rocky Road before the Jet melee against the Redskins.
I don't like that.
Yep.
I think that you're just asking for trouble when you do shit like that. That's a way for somebody to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's too goddamn hot getting hit by other teams and stuff like that.
You're worried about the weather.
Well, dude, would it drive you crazy?
Sweating in your uniform.
Would it drive you crazy? Imagine
it would.
How hot it is. Jesus. Oh, God.
In the hot car, driving with your family, and your brother's annoying the crap out of you, poking you. You just want to rip his head off. Imagine that. There's 300-pound guys trying to
exactly what it is. There you go. That's exactly what it's like. Back in the day when they had the roll-up windows, the air conditioning was out.
Let's see. get the music going. Who's more valuable to the team, Odell or Barkley? Ooh.
Jesus, we haven't seen Barkley play yet.
People love him. Love him.
I mean, it's unbelievable, man. I mean, pump the brakes. We haven't seen him play in the NFL yet. So, you know, I'd say that Beckham is right now the more valuable player to the team. And I don't even think it's a question.
Yeah, he's top 3 in his position right now.
Yeah. Yes. I've never seen Saqion Barkley play in the NFL. So I can't say that he's going to be, you know, this phenomenal talent just because Gettleman said he was touched by the hand of God. I've seen this act before when running backs get taken in the first round that early, and I've seen it go horribly wrong. So I want to see it on the field on Sundays before I put my foot in my mouth and I start putting a Superman cape on this guy.
That has to be one of my favorite quotes he ever said. Touched by the hand of God. Oh, my God.
Touched by the hand of God. Like, you want to put any pressure on the kid? Like, I mean, my God.
He's not a running back.
Why?
He's a floating back. He's just going to float right into the end zone. He's so amazing.
Dude, you don't think the defenses are going to put it, like, you don't think there's going to be a bullseye on that kid? You know, like, there's a huge, we're going to find out a lot about Saqion Barkley because
I want to tackle the running back that got touched. Why does that sound horrible? But that's what it is.
Touched by the hand of God. There's going to be a bullseye on that young man's back. I want to see how he responds.
Friend of the show, no longer on Twitter. Hold on. Let me double check I'm spelling it right. Oh, my God. No results for Myron Guyton.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's not good.
That's not good, buddy. Ugh.
All right. Myron, if you're listening, we wish you best.
Yeah,
Hope
man.
all's okay. Maybe he just has a little temporary break.
Yep. Let's hope so.
For all the youngins, that's cornerback / safety from the New York Giants heyday. Our
heyday, the 90 Super Bowl team.
You know what? See, we're same age, but like the 90 team is your jam, right?
No, the 86 team I still
86
remember.
86 team?
That 20 that Sims going 22-25 in the Super Bowl is embedded in my brain. I remember sitting in front of the TV Indian style. And even before that, like I remember the championship game with the confetti coming down against the Redskins. I remember the shot that Montana took where Taylor intercepts the ball and they go into the end zone, and Martin's interception against Denver that year where he goes around 50, 60 yards and Taylor tackles him in the end zone, and 4th and 22 where Sims hitting Bobby Johnson in Minnesota that day. So I remember that team. The year before that team is the team that I remember really where it started when I was maybe around 8 years old, and they went into what was my first maybe real heartbreak as a sports fan was when that Giant team went into Chicago against that great Bears team in '85 and got blanked 21-0 in the divisional round of the NFC playoffs, and that was my first real heartbreak. And then that '86 team was special. So that was mine. That was my real kickoff as a Giants fan.
Mine is the '08. Has to be for me. Just overcoming all the odds, barely getting into the playoffs. Like the worst road schedule going there. Had to go through Green Bay, San Francisco.
That was a dream.
Then going up against the Patriots.
They don't write that. They don't write that. You couldn't write that. That was phenomenal. And then getting the Patriots again and beating them the way it was. That was fairy tale stuff, man. That was. I thought you were talking about like the first I remember. If you're talking about the one that I'll never forget, man. I mean, that was I would say '07 was just. That's the dream one. That was '86. They had the best team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like '86, they were expected to win. '90 was memorable because of how they did it. just not like 2000. It wasn't as crazy as 2007, but they were big underdogs. They weren't as big as they were against the Patriots that day, but they were a good 7.5-point underdogs going up against Buffalo. And they were underdogs in the NFC Championship game.
Do you remember the closing spread?
I remember.
Of the 07, 08
you can Google that. I think it was probably around 7. Oh wait. I'd say 14. Check that.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was almost
computer.
2. Yeah, hold on. If anyone's in the comments, they know it.
I think the 90 Super Bowl, the spread, if I remember, and here's how I remember it. I think on the Sports Reporters, remember that show they used to have the 4 reporters on with Mike Lupica and all that? I think he said that. I think that I remember him saying, and this is Jesus Christ. I mean, this is like 1990. Oh my God! But I don't even know how I remember this. But I think he said 7. The line was 7 going into the game. I could be wrong. Who knows? But that was the 91. If you're asking me to guess 07, I would say the line would be 13, 14 points.
Oh, okay. Here we go. All-time Super Bowl betting odds history. Let's go. Super Bowl. No, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Why is it coming up all crazy on my phone?
Oh, I don't know, buddy.
12.
It was 12. Okay.
Yeah. Over under spot was 55. Wow, that was high.
What was the 90 Super Bowl? Super Bowl 25.
I'm scrolling. Hold on.
There you go.
That 25. Let me do my Roman numerals. That would be XXV.
XX.
Am I correct?
V. You're right.
Okay. How do I do in math? 7. Yeah, we're favored by. They were favored by. Buffalo was favored by 7.
All right. Yep.
And
so yeah. 86.
XXI is 9.5.
They were favored by 9.5.
Yeah, the Giants 9.5.
Right. 86. They should be minus 9.5.
Yeah, minus 9.5. 86. 7.
And then 2011. What was it? Was it like 2.5, 3? What was that line? Had to be 3 that game, right? I mean, that was closer. I remember
2.5.
And with the Giants, or did that line go off at 1? That was a closer line in 2011, I think.
Yeah. New England minus 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
Who was that? Who was favored?
New England.
New England was favored by 2.5. Okay. So in 3 of the 4 Super Bowl wins, they were underdogs.
Yeah. These are underdog franchise, even though they're beastly.
What was the line in 2000 when they lost? I would say Baltimore by 7.
Oh, I didn't even look. Hold on. I closed out. Let me go
No,
back.
I'm just thinking. I was just throwing it out there. Because now I'm just curious. Now we're just throwing out Giant Super Bowls. I'd say Baltimore was definitely favored. Baltimore by 3. Wow, okay. Okay, so I thought that game was a lot closer.
That didn't even happen in my mind.
No, yeah, I tried to blank that one out, but yeah, since we were just going over it, I was interested. I thought they would have been favored by a little more. So we were at least close on some of them.
Betting results. What happened? Oh, hold on. So
Giants covered, Giants didn't cover.
No, wait. New York 21, New England 17. Underdog won, and it went under. Points.
They're 4-1 against the spread in 2000, and they did not cover the spread, the 3 points they were given. Then they were underdog, and they won straight up, and they were underdog, and they won straight up. So they're 4-1 against the spread, Super Bowl in Super Bowls. Nice little stat. It could happen to anybody. Anybody can go 3-13. It can happen to anybody.
Buffalo was favored by 16. No, we just looked it up, Gary.
No, Buffalo was favored by 7 in 90. Come on.
Buffalo had a small line. Giants control the ball for 39 minutes.
Yep. They beat that team up.
All right, we got any other questions? Let's see. Flying through. How can I get sideline passes for my birthday?
Oh, I don't know. Pat Hanlon on Twitter.
At him. P. Hanlon.
Yes.
There you go.
He's the head of the Giants public relations. Give him a sob story. Get your tickets.
There
Or
you go.
pay for them. If it's your birthday, have somebody pay for them. What, do you got cheap bastards all around you? Have somebody get you the friggin' tickets.
Oh, so a company reached out to me, and they want, let's see, I won't say the name of the company, but they have a sports line.
Ooh.
Let's say very
Do they want me
popular
to wear stuff
construction
and
jackets
model it?
very popular construction jackets in the 90s and 2000s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They have a sports line called, I won't say what it's called, but they wanted to give out a few hats on the podcast live. So they're going to ship them to me, and we'll think of something fun and ship them out.
Yeah, we'll have a little trivia or something like that. That'd be fun. Good shit. That'd be great. Oh, good stuff.
So that's coming up.
For our callers.
A little something for everyone out there.
We'll send that guy one for his birthday when he doesn't get his tickets.
Yeah, there you go. You got a hat.
A little something, a little parting gift.
Will the Giants, I know it's early, but will the Giants take a QB in next year's draft?
Oh, God, I hope so. Buddy, let's not go there yet.
Would explode.
Let's not go there yet. Let's enjoy this season before we start. This has been it has been such a long year. Going from training camp of last year to where we are now. If you think back to how high we were at the beginning, at this point last year, what we thought we were in for and the ride we thought we were going to go on, to how it turned out, what we endured, through the off-season shenanigans of Barkley and Beckham and to take a quarterback or to not take a quarterback. Let's enjoy this season for what it is. Let's hope that they compete, they play hard, we get much better product on the field. We're able to, cheer for a full 16 games this season. Let the chips fall where they may, and let's worry about next offseason. I'm not going there yet.
Was it Colin Cowherd who says that he believes in taking the quarterback every year until you get a franchise?
Somebody said that, and I can't necessarily disagree with it. I'll tell you what I'm pissed about. Do you see who's making waves in Denver?
Yes. Oh, in Denver.
I'm fucking so annoyed about that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about across town. Go ahead. What's going on in Denver?
Oh, no, man. If you remember last year, remember how we always do those mock drafts and we send them to each other right before the drafts of like all the Giants picks, and we go on the websites and we actually do it. And if you remember, there was a gentleman named Chad Kelly that I drafted for the Giants, I think in the 6th or 7th round last year, because he had some off-the-field stuff or a couple of injuries that, and his stock dropped, right before the draft. But, coming into the draft and during the season, a lot of people thought that he could be a pretty good quarterback. Well, all of a sudden in Denver, that kid's starting to sling it. He went 14 of 17 in the preseason game. I know it's preseason, but if you watched him play, he looked pretty damn good. And they just moved him from 3rd on the depth chart to 2 on the depth chart. And they say that he's pushing Case, and he's playing really well. So it's Jim Kelly's nephew, actually. So keep an eye on that name as we approach the regular season.
Wait a minute. Will the Giants select a quarterback? They will. You know who's coming out next year?
Shermer's kid.
Yeah, there we go.
Wouldn't that be just friggin' perfect? All in the family. My God. Do you believe ESPN right now has a 29-hour fantasy football marathon on? Like, if I would have known about that, I probably would have used a PTO day or something like that to stay home and watch tomorrow all day long. He's been drinking coffee right now instead of getting ready to go to bed, just pounding fucking coffee, getting ready to stay up for 29 hours to watch fantasy football.
So when you call out sick at work, do you put on the voice and everything, or you just call out?
No. I can't call out sick at my job. There's no way. I don't even take lunch. I just work like an animal all through the day, and then I come home and go into a coma. So no, I don't really call out sick. I try to use my PTO days and plan it for anything like that. If I do call out sick, I'm legitimately sick, and when I talk to my boss, he knows that if I'm calling in that I'm in rough shape. There's no way I'm getting in.
Oh boy, maybe
because I'm the guy on my day off that's checking my emails and calling in and making sure everything's good. So like even when I'm off, I'm not off. So if I'm calling in and being like, hey man, listen, I'm not checking emails. I don't care if the place burns down today. I'm done. Then he knows that I'm pretty sick.
PJA, who will get the third wide receiver spot?
Great question. I think that's going to be based on matchups and formations. So I think that if they're coming out and they want to put Beckham in the slot and Barkley's going to be in the backfield, I think you can see Latimer. What isn't that his name? The kid they got from Denver.
Mm-hmm.
What's his
Denver.
name? Yeah,
Corey
right.
Latimer.
Yeah. I think you can see him on the outside because he's a bigger receiver. I think you can see him on the outside. I think you can see Shepard lined up on the outside, Beckham in the slot. And then I think in certain situations where maybe it's Beckham on the outside in the more traditional formation, I think you can see Hunter Sharp maybe get some snaps in there. I think maybe Roger Lewis can get some snaps in there if he makes the team. I think right now that's still up in the air. But I think the Giants, the one thing when you look at the team right now is if you're worried about that third corner or the third wide receiver, I don't think you really have to be too worried about it because, they can put Gallman or Stewart in the backfield and they can use Ingram and Barkley and Shepard and Beckham in ways that a lot of teams can't use the options that they have. And I think that it's not really going to be, who's the third receiver. I think that they'll have guys out there, and I think Latimer's the logical choice where he's a bigger receiver. You can just line him up on the outside, and then you can really use the guys that you have to create matchup nightmares. And I think that's what you're going to see from them this season. I think you're going to see a lot of Beckham in the slot. I think when he's not in the slot, you're going to see Shepard in the slot. And then I think you're going to see Ingram in the slot. And I think you're going to see Barkley in the slot as well. And, Gallman looks like he's got the ability to catch the ball. So you can use Gallman and Barkley in the backfield, bring one out in motion to the slot, which creates matchup problems for safeties or linebackers that are going to have to try to cover Barkley. And then you still got a matchup problem with Gallman in the backfield. And that we haven't even mentioned Shepard, Beckham, and Ingram. So, there's a ton of things that you can do with the talent on this field, the talent that they're going to have on the field. And, I think that, we've said it before, it's on Eli Manning because there should be no reason that this team doesn't put up points or at least move the ball consistently throughout the course of a full game. There's no more excuses with the talent that they have.
Did you see the Mike Francesca on Twitter?
Oh,
I think he's on right now. Oh my God, he's doing videos, but the videos are shot like selfies so close up, all I can see is like his nose, glasses, and his hair. That's all you see.
You know what I thought of? when I saw the videos? I thought of the movie the Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson when they're trying to work the webcam. And they don't see it. He's like, all right, and they're like not in the screen. Oh, should I move over? Am I talking too loud? That's totally what I thought of. Francesca, Mikey, the old man.
A lot of next year's draft questions. Any good linebackers?
Yeah, I don't know why the teams they want to just jump right over this season.
You don't even like to play
this draft kid. Yeah, everybody loved this draft class so much. Like let's see them play before we start worrying about who else we're going to draft.
Let's only draft. We never have to play. Just keep drafting.
retort with this question to the fans that are asking about the draft next year. Who do they want to take with our third-round pick?
You'll hear silence.
Yeah. Or I'll get called an asshole or lame or something like that. Real lame question.
So lame. So, who do you guys want to take? Who do you think we should? Honestly, this is an honest question that I want to ask you. Who should we take in the 4th round, though?
Oh, next year?
Yeah.
Shermer. This is Shermer's kid. Lock him in.
Man, I had him slotted at the 5th round.
I would reach for him. Yeah, you don't want somebody to steal your kid from you. Yeah, you don't want to get your kid taken.
Yeah, this is true.
Gentlemen will have to call Liam Neeson to go get his kid from him.
Hold on, let's ask the fans. What do they think? Nothing.
No response.
No, 0. All right, you want to call it a night? I think we
yeah, but that was
all
fun.
the
We got out, we got in, we got out. We did what we had to do. We answered some questions. Good times. All good. We can call it a night. We can wrap it up.
Let's see. Maybe I'll take one more. 4th round pick next year. All right, we got a smart ass. Phil McConkey's mustache. There we go.
I'll take it.
Done. He's drafted.
Yes.
Where are we playing him?
Slot corner.
Yeah, sounds about right. All right, everyone. You got maybe a little over an hour, about an hour? About an hour.
Yeah, around there. Yeah, sounds good. We gave them what they wanted.
For Captain Negative, Marco from Bleedbigblue, we're going to sign out. And I think it's Wednesday, unless something crazy happens.
Bleedbigblue. Always.